guys! So today I am finally going to do a hairstyle that has been requested for years, and that is Elizabeth Bennet's hair at the Netherfield ball from the 2005 movie rendition of Pride and Prejudice. So this is what I have managed to do. I think it's a pretty accurate replication, and you would be surprised by how easy this actually is to do. There are a few simple steps, but I'm sure you can recreate this as well, so let's jump straight into the tutorial. Now obviously the most important thing about this hairstyle is the mass of curls, so I'm gonna start by curling my hair. I have a tiny thin little curling iron here that I've heated up, and I'm going to use that to curl all of my hair. I'm just going to start curling from the top of my head and then move my way down, and every time I finish a curl I'm going to make sure to pin it to my head to cool down and set in a curled shape, because we do want to make sure these are as tight as possible. So for that same reason I am going to use quite small sections. I am going to leave my bangs to the end, by the way, because those need a little bit of special treatment. While I'm curling, I'm going to alternate between curls that are curled forward and curls that are curled backwards, just to get a nice amount of variation in the end result. Alright, so all my hair is curled and pinned up, cooling down, so I'm gonna move on to my bangs. And for these, I am just going to take small sections and I'm going to curl them towards my face. And I'm gonna pretty much just have to hold this around the curling iron with my little heat-resistant glove to make sure I can curl all of these little sections. And I'm curling it pretty tightly now, but this will probably relax a little bit as time goes by. So I'm just gonna give this a couple of minutes to completely cool down and set before moving on to the next step. Elizabeth has a braid going on the top of her head. I'm pretty sure it is a fishtail braid made with large sections. That's why it kind of looks like a strange kind of English braid, but not exactly. I'm gonna do that, but I need a little bit of help in the thickness department, so I'm gonna apply some hair extensions to help me with that. If your hair is thicker than mine, you don't need them, but if I want to make a braid with this hair, that's all I have. It's gonna be very thin. Right around here. And I'm going to make sure that they are facing up. So that is the direction that the braid is gonna go in. I'm gonna take those extensions and enough hair to cover the strip. Divide all of this hair into two sections. Let me just clip this hair away for now because it's annoying. I'm gonna start making my fishtail braid by taking a little piece of hair from this side. Not too little though, we want it to look kind of braid-like. I'm gonna bring it over to the other side. So I'm gonna join it with the back strand. Then I'm gonna take a little bit of hair from the outside of the back strand and join it with the front strand. And I'm gonna make sure these little sections I take are about the same size every time, so that way you get a nice even braid. And that's what I'm gonna keep doing all the way down the length of my braid. Basically, we want this braid to be the first thing between bangs and the updo. So I'm gonna just pull out a few pieces that are gonna frame my face here. And then all of this hair, for now, I'm just gonna pull it back and clip it back. I am going to just tug at the sides a little bit and make it slightly larger. Okay, so I'm gonna guide it across the front. Since this is a little bit longer than I maybe wanted to, I am just going to kind of twist it up into a little bun. But honestly, the goal here is to just make this as compact as possible so that we can hide it away. Something like this should do it. It's pretty much just bunched up into something that looks like a little bun. So I'm just gonna secure this with bobby pins so that it is essentially just out of the way. Now what we need to do is to transform all of these curls into an updo. So first thing I'm gonna do is just carefully kind of rake my fingers through my hair. What we want to do here is separate the curls a little bit, but we don't want to lose their tightness. So really only do this a couple of times and then stop. Definitely don't brush them out this time because that's just gonna make the curls larger. And I feel like we're already stretching it when it comes to the size, and I feel like they should maybe be a little bit smaller. Starting with my top section here, I'm basically just going to pull the hair back, and then it's going to fold forward again back over itself so that we have this nice little mass of curls in the front. So what I'm going to do is make a line of bobby pins here that are going to hold the hair back. This whole hairdo is going to consist of just loads of bobby pins. Pull it up using a bobby pin, and then just let the curls cascade down for now. So I'm essentially creating kind of like a halo of bobby pins around the edge of my hair. And then the next step is honestly really simple, but just a little bit time consuming, because I'm going to take every single one of these curls, or maybe sometimes you can take a cluster. First of all, coil them so that they are nice and smooth and not as frizzy as they are now. And then I'm going to just arrange them and pin them down to my head. So you basically want to fold the curl down on itself so that it forms a nice little shape. And then when you're happy with the way it looks, you're gonna pin it down. It might be a good idea to stop every now and then. Take a look at the back of your head with a second mirror, just to see what you're doing and where you're going and whether everything still looks good and is headed in the direction that you want it to. But you basically just want to fill the whole back of the head with curls. Okay, so for me it looks something like this at the moment. You can see the whole back of my head is covered in curls. Keira Knightley in the movie is wearing it very much in a kind of V shape going down, almost like a water drop. So yeah, this is pretty much the shape that you want to aim for. For my bangs, I am just going to carefully pull them apart so that they straighten out a little bit more. Now for the fun part, time to add the pearls that are going to make this hairstyle go from, you know, generic Regency inspired to Elizabeth Bennet at the ball. In the movie, she is definitely wearing a string of pearls. There are a few photos where you can look really up close and you can see that they are on a string, and that is why they are placed so seemingly randomly. It's because they are on a string. I have decided to use these little things instead, these tiny little pearl kind of hair twisty thingies, just because I feel like these are much more easily accessible than a string of pearls, and they are also really nice and easy to use. They are more secure and they will function just fine for the purpose that we are intending them for. So I have a bunch of these that I'm gonna apply into my hair now. I'm just gonna actually take a photo of her for a reference to see roughly where she has these placed. And I feel like the string is draped across the front once and then kind of a few times in the back. So most of the pearls are concentrated kind of on the lower part of the back of the hair. So I am gonna place a few in the front here, and you apply these by just twisting them into the hair. Now you could actually really cleverly use these to secure the braid to your head a little bit tighter by kind of twisting them into the place where the braid meets the hair on your scalp. Now you might want to ask someone to help you with placing these in the back of your head. If you don't have someone to help you, you can again just look in a second mirror to see yourself from behind and figure out where you want to place them. Or you could just do it randomly like I do. So here is the finished result. Elizabeth Bennet's hair at the Netherfield ball from the 2005 movie Pride and Prejudice. This really is actually a super simple hairstyle to do. It just takes a little bit of time, maybe a little bit of practice for the fishtail braid, but then you're all good to go, and I'm sure everyone can recreate this one. So good luck if you do plan to recreate this for any occasion. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial and found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for loads more beauty and lifestyle content. If you'd like to support me through Patreon or my merch store, there will be links in the description box below. Thank you so much for your support. There is another video here that I think you might also enjoy. You can go watch next. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye!